So, my peeps, today I wanted to talk about the influence in rap music. I really should just say music, period. Um, we have been dealing with this issue for a long time, okay? Before I was born, around the time of your grandma or whatever. When anytime new wave of music comes out, the older generation during that time will look at it and look at how their kids react to it. And they feel that anytime that kid misbehave, that they're influenced by what they're listening to. If you ask me, it's just bullshit, okay? I think that music is influencing. Okay. What I mean by it being bullshit is it's a scapegoat for bad parenting. When I was a kid, I'm 37 years old, okay? I was born in 81. And when I was a kid, the popular music out, well, you had other genres of music that I wasn't really into. I was mainly into rock, I was into rap, and I was into R&B. Okay. The birth of gangster rap was out when I was a kid, okay? And I remember when I was like in the 4th grade, I would come home from school to my babysitter's house, and her daughter was like probably 5 years older than me or something like that. And this is when they had cassette tapes. For you youngins out there, Google cassette tapes. They had cassette tapes and they had the Walkman. Her parents were very religious parents, okay? And this girl was, she had got a tape from one of her friends at school, and it was an NWA tape. This is when NWA first came out, all right? So she would had a headset on, and I go in a room and I'm like, what you listening to? She would have these expressions on her face while she listening to it, laughing or, looking shocked and things like that. And, I'm a kid, so I'm like curious. I'm like, what are you listening to? So she let me listen to it, and I'm doing the same thing she was doing with her face, just shocked. So every day after that, it was a routine for me to, get back from school or get out of school, go over there, and we would listen to the tapes and laugh. We memorized the songs. And one day I get out of school and I go over there, and she doesn't have her headphones on, and she's just doing her homework. So I'm like, where's the tape? What's going on? We're not going to listen to some NWA, some Eazy-E. We were really crazy about Eazy-E. He was the favorite for both of us. And she was like, my mom caught me. She took the tape away. She whooped me and all of that. Now, this girl, I guess she had a debate back and forth with her mom about it. And eventually her mom broke down and let her listen to the stuff, even though she was a very religious woman. She let her listen to it. Now, today, this was in Memphis. I tell you guys, I grew up in Memphis. Today, this girl is doing her thing. I mean, she has a great career, head on straight. She's not out there in the streets prostituting or nothing like that. She's not mimicking anything that the girls were portrayed doing in those lyrics that were in NWA. And the reason why is because her mom put a foot in her ass, okay? And my mom, okay, when I got caught listening to music that my mom didn't approve of, my mom let me listen to music with cursing in it. She really didn't have no problem with it. But for those who are not really deep into the hip-hop culture, there was a rapper named Gangsta Nip. All right, now, for those who are in the hip-hop culture, especially southern rap music, you know who Gangsta Nip is. This guy is basically the creator of horrorcore rap. All right, this guy would talk about, he was like the Jeffrey Dahmer of rap. He would talk about eating arms and eating brains and raping skulls and stuff like that. So when my mom came in a room one day and heard me listening to that, she was like, "What the fuck are you listening to? What is wrong with you?" And she sat down and had a long discussion about me. And she, basically we had a conversation about separating entertainment from reality. Okay, I think I was like 11 years old. I want to say 11 or 12 years old when we had that conversation. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a millionaire or something. I turned out fine, I'm a millionaire, but I'm not a serial killer, all right? I'm not any of that, all right? Because my mom made sure that I knew the difference between what I was hearing and the things I see on TV and how I'm supposed to behave when I'm out here in public. What you have, if you ask me, what you have with these kids now, that are being influenced by music and acting out the things that they hear in these lyrics, you are seeing this because the parents have no control over their kids. Okay, this is not Jay-Z's fault that your son is out selling drugs. Jay-Z raps about selling drugs all the time, okay? But it's not his fault. He may have put the idea in that child's head that, hey, you can get money selling drugs. You could be fly like me if you sell drugs. He may have put that idea in his head, but it's on the parent to make sure that kid knows what to do when they walk out of that door. Okay? It's not Jay-Z's responsibility. This is the problem. Like, parents are letting TV and music raise their kids. And, crossing over genres. I remember when Columbine happened. And, I'm a Marilyn Manson fan, okay? And the parents were quick. Video games and Marilyn Manson. Video games and Marilyn Manson. Okay, now, Marilyn Manson may have influenced their fashion. He may have influenced them to have thoughts about doing violent acts, okay? I'm not going to deny that music is influencing, okay? It is influencing. But you are a parent for a reason, all right? You have a responsibility to raise your kids the right way, okay? You can't blame everything you see that's horrible, every horrific act that happens in this country on music, video games, and usually they don't even touch on movies. And you know why they don't touch on movies? Because those parents enjoy movies, okay? My grandma was a big Western fan, and I would sit there and watch Westerns with her, and these guys are shooting and killing everybody, okay? And Grandma didn't even look at me and say, "Leon, this is what you're not supposed to do. You don't do that," all right? She didn't even tell me that. It didn't run across her mind, all right? Because this is something she enjoyed. And she's like, "Hey, I'm entertained by this. He's entertained by it. It's all good." She's probably happy at the fact that I'm sitting down and not tearing the house up. All right. So, I'm saying that parents need to get back to parenting. All right. And that falls back on some of the stuff I've been talking about with the violence in Chicago and all that. I made excuses for those parents in that Chicago violence video by saying that these parents probably have mental health issues because of all the things that are going on in the neighborhood. But at the same time, you gotta take responsibility and make sure that your kid is not doing the things that they see in those streets and the things that they hear in the lyrics and the things that they see on TV. You have to get hands-on with your child. My mom did a real good job with that, okay? And my mom couldn't stand rap, which is funny because now my mom loves rap. Like the stuff that I was listening to when I was a teenager, and I'd be in a car with her, and she would like punish herself listening to it. She couldn't stand it, couldn't wait for me to get out the car so she could put, some Earth, Wind, and Fire on or some Stevie Wonder. My mom is a big Stevie Wonder fan, so am I. Anyway, she couldn't wait to throw that on. so she could take, the crap out that I was listening to. And I had a conversation with her a couple of years ago, and she was like, you know what? Those songs that you used to listen to, I like them now. Go figure. But back to my original point, my mom did a good job letting me know that the things that I was hearing is fantasy. And if what I'm hearing is a reality, it is their reality. It's not my reality. I don't do the things that that person do. You be your own person. My mom was really good at that, making sure that I'm not the type of person that follow up behind anybody. And I think that is being lost with a lot of these parents out here. I know we have a lot of young parents, it's probably a lot of teenagers that are having kids right now. I won't say probably, it is a lot of teenagers out here having kids right now. And I mean, if you're a teenager and you have a kid, okay, that you have in your mind that you want your kid to be great. You don't have in your mind that you want your kid to be, some hoodlum or something like that. You don't want your kid to be a mass murderer or anything like that. So it's on you to filter out things. You have to take responsibility. And it really bothers me when I watch, a mass shooting or something happen, or like they doing a report on bad neighborhoods or something, and the parents are like, it's this rap music. When I remember when what's her name? Dolores Tucker and Calvin Butts and even Reverend Al Sharpton was out there breaking CDs and stuff because they were tired of the gangster rap and thinking that this culture is influencing the young people to do something bad, and they tired of them using the N-word and things like that. And the funny thing is the N-word was taught by these rappers, by these adults that are out there crushing the CDs. Like, they didn't make the word up, They learned it from y'all, So don't get mad when they using it. It was on you when you were in the house with the kid and you sitting there with your brothers and sisters and you talking to your brothers and sisters and you like, this N-word this N-word that, this N-word this N-word that, and the little baby is sitting there watching you say all of this. You're supposed to tell them, look, this is grown folks talk. You don't say that, all right? But you didn't do that. So now the kid is doing it, and you looking at them like, why are you doing it? Why are you saying it? Now you got all this outrage, and you're trying to figure out where they get this word from, where they get this behavior from, when all you had to do was nip it in the bud when they were young. If you knew it was wrong when you were saying it in front of them, say something. Say like, look, man, this is not how you talk. This is not how you present yourself out into society. But they're not doing that. The first thing they do is they look at a rapper and say it's his fault. And again, music is influencing, okay? Music influence. Hip hop is probably the most influencing culture in the U.S., in the world, okay? In the world. If you look at all the songs that are coming out now from other genres, you're either going to have that hip hop beat. They're doing features. I seen a country song with Ludacris on it, okay? Pop stars now, if they want to hit, the first thing they do is they go get a rapper, okay? Look at Christina Aguilera. She hasn't dropped something in years, so you know what's going on in her mind when, look, I haven't dropped an album in years. So what's the quickest way for me to get a hit? Call 2 Chainz, okay? Because you know that they have the popular following. Hip-hop is the wave, all right? They're influencing what you wear, how you talk, everything. If you look at me, my mannerism, the way I move my hands and stuff like that, it comes from hip-hop, okay? This is all hip-hop pretty much. I may sit here and talk about politics and stuff. Even the way I deliver it to you, you can tell the slang that I use is hip-hop. And it's very influencing. It's dripping all over me. But what happens when I get out in them streets, I'm not out there selling drugs or trying to shoot somebody or trying to fight somebody, because the lessons that my mom instilled in me, she let me know that was wrong, okay? And this is what parents have to do. You have to make sure that you separate things from these kids, all right? Don't point the finger. Don't do that. And I find it very, very funny that I was reading something where they was talking about Young Jeezy. For those who don't know about Young Jeezy, they were saying that Young Jeezy is responsible for a lot of the drug dealers that we have on the streets right now. And I told you in the last video that I sold drugs before, and it wasn't because of Young Jeezy. It's because of circumstances and poor decisions, all right? My mom told me not to do that, but I did it anyway. And the reason why I did it is because I wanted to do something. You're not going to follow everything your parents tell you, all right? Some things some things are going to slip. And they have that saying that you got to touch fire to know that it's hot, all right? And I had to touch fire to know it was hot. I didn't get arrested or anything. What made me stop was I was looking at the lives I was affecting. All right. You look at some of the crack, I was selling crack. You look at some of the crackheads that are out here, and a lot of these people are very talented. I can only imagine what a lot of these communities would look like. And this crosses over from black communities to white communities, because there's a lot of white people that smoke crack too. I can imagine how it would look if these people never got on this shit. If they never got on this shit, Lord have mercy. Some of the most talented people I've ever met in my life, some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life were crackheads, all right? So that made me stop. But back to the Young Jeezy point. Young Jeezy didn't make me go out there. That was circumstances, all right? And Young Jeezy is getting the flack from that. Now, Young Jeezy came out around the same time you had movies like American Gangster. I think Jeezy was like at his peak, like when American Gangster come out. Now, I can tell you from staying in the hood that a lot of these cats that get influenced, if it's anything besides circumstance that influenced them to go out there and make money selling drugs, it's movies, all right? People watched American Gangster and they wanted to be that guy. They wanted to be Frank Lucas. When you see these rappers back in the days when MTV Cribs was out, half of them had Scarface on their wall, okay? People were influenced by Tony Montana, okay? Those movies are way more influencing than a rapper rapping about it, all right? And the thing with movies is they influence adults a lot. A kid will watch a movie and they seem to take it more as entertaining than they will take a rap song. So you really have to catch your kids when they're listening to that stuff early. Okay, if you're in a car, you're a rap fan, you're a parent, you're a rap fan, you listening to that stuff, you turn up in the car with your kid, you got to turn around and look at them and say, hey, while you turning up, you're not going to be popping pills and drinking lean. You know, you got to do that. I mean, you got to slide that in there on them so they'll know and they can grow up and they can be something, you know, be a productive citizen out here. But in your adult life, it seems like people are way more influenced by what they see on TV. And I'm bringing that up to say that you never hear them talk about, let's do something about these type of movies. It's always video games and it's always the music. And the people that are doing that are saying that the reason why they are not for banning these movies is because they're fans of it. It is a bias in it. They are biased to that. They don't want Denzel Washington to lose roles because they love Denzel Washington. These people in Congress and these preachers and stuff like that, they love those movies. All right, so I dare you take that away from me. When people are being more influenced by that, they don't like to listen to rap. They don't like to listen to rock. Okay, maybe the old rock, but the new stuff, they're not trying to listen to that. When is the last time you heard Reverend Al Sharpton playing Grand Theft Auto? You think he interested in that? Okay, so he's on the outside looking in. All of these older people, they're on the outside looking in at that stuff. They see it, they don't like it, so they attack it. And that's not cool, okay? And what's sad to me is that a lot of people that grew up in the hip hop culture that love hip hop have now latched on to these ideas. They feel that, you know, Al Sharpton and all the people we used to rebel against when we were teenagers, they feel like that those people are right. I have conversations with people my age all the time, and they like, yeah, man, I really do think that music is influencing like that. A lot of these kids are acting the way they act and doing all these bad things because of music. And I'm looking at them like, well, who raised you? You're not doing it. And the time when we were growing up, it was worse. The lyrics were worse, okay? And you can do research on that if you think I'm playing. It's more about using drugs now. The wave now is like using drugs. You rarely see a gangster rapper. Every now and then, there's a popular gangster rapper. But back in the days, it was gangster rappers everywhere. They were everywhere, okay? Horrorcore rappers. That new wave came out. Brother Lynch Hung, okay? ICP, Eminem, okay? These dudes were rapping about some of the most graphic things, okay? When we were in high school. And we turned out fine because our parents were putting a foot in our ass, okay? So I don't know what made them turn. I guess it's old age or something. I guess as we got older, you know, opinions change or whatever. Or they just lazy ass parents, all right? If you a friend of mine and you seeing this and you like, Leon, why would you say that about me? I mean, it is what it is, man. Like you being lazy. You don't want to get out there in the field and do the work. You know, grab your son by the neck and say, look, little motherfucker, you're not about to be out here doing that. You got to do that sometimes, okay? Parents need to be parents. We're seeing all these, the influence you see on the internet now with all of these challenges and stuff. I remember the Tide Pod challenge was going on, and you see kids doing that. And the first thing I'm thinking is, why the fuck are the parents? Where are they at? I don't have any kids, okay? But if I had a kid, it's no way my kid would be eating a Tide Pod. There's no way, okay? My kid could go in there, listen to all Amigos, all the Lil Pump and all of that. You know, it's telling him to pop pills and smoke perp and all of that. But I bet you my kid wouldn't be doing that. I know I can't be around him 24/7, but God forbid he or she comes home looking stoned like that. We gonna have some problems, all right? And I'm not gonna blame it on some entertainer because entertainers should not be raising your kids. You should be raising your kids. That's what it sounds like to me when you're pinpointed on entertainment. It sounds like to me that you just left the house, cut the TV and the radio on, and you left for like 3 years. And then you came back and you see the kid doing everything that they see and hear, and you like, damn, it's their fault. No, it's your fault. Okay? Parents, be parents. Okay? Do not let entertainers raise your kids. Raise your kids. This is the most important job that you have out here. Everything else you do is nothing compared to raising your kids. And most of the things you do, being a productive citizen and going to work, is for your kids. Okay? You need to take that same energy and put it into raising your kids too. There's nothing wrong with it. It could be fun. I mean, I know I'm speaking as somebody who don't have kids. You may look at me and say you don't know, but I'm speaking as a person that had a mother that was on my ass. And I'm speaking as a person that loves hardcore music, okay? I like hardcore shit. There's a few things that I like that's light and fun, but if I was to show you my playlist when it comes to rock, when it comes to metal, when it comes to rap, you would be like, damn, this is the shit you listen to? Okay, I like my stuff hard. The only thing I like light is my R&B, okay? I like my R&B to be Cry Me a River type of R&B, Baby Baby Please R&B. I like that, okay? But when it comes down to my rap and all that, I want to listen to some stuff that if my mama set me in a room and she left and I'm playing the songs that I like, the stuff that I listen to will make me jump out of the house, go to a nursing home, and smack every motherfucker with Alzheimer's. That's the type of shit that I like to listen to, okay? But I don't go and do anything like that because my mom was in my ass. All right? I'm going to leave it at that. You guys get in the comment section. Tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, as I always say. You can make a case that, you know, rap music is the cause of, not just rap music, but all music is the cause of the things that we're seeing in these streets, all the bad things we're seeing, that video games and all that is the reason why bad things are happening in these streets. Or you can give me an opinion where you agree with me and, you know, spark some more ideas in my mind and make me present a better case for this. Because I have a feeling that these discussions are going to come up again in Congress. It happens at least every 5 years. So get ready for it. All right, my peeps. You have a good one. Peace.